All right, so welcome everybody to the 1st of August. Can't believe it's this year. Where is this year going? This is our wonderful Rotary E-Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean August 1st meeting. Like I said, we don't have a speaker this evening. She unfortunately contracted COVID, but she will be joining us in September. So that's wonderful. So this evening, we're just going to go ahead and jump in. We might have other people joining us, but we're going to do, oh, there's my dad. We're going to do the installation of club officers and BOD members. And ignore the name. I guess my son hasn't changed the his computer yet, but we'll get to that. Anyway. So we've got myself as club president, Malona as president-elect, Will Miller as secretary and membership chair, Liz Fields as treasurer, Vince Guittaro, who cannot join us this evening, is staying as foundation chair. And then we have Andy Hammond is still our vocational chair. And we might see if we could talk him into being on the board. We have one more vacancy, but we'll discuss that. And then that's pretty much it. And Will, being a past district governor, would you like to say words?
I can say magic words. All right, first we're going to swear in the president. There's actually some words for the outgoing president, but since she's also the incoming president, I will swear her in now. All right, Alicia, if you will repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Alicia Bostorff Miller,
Do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
that I will faithfully execute
the
office of the president of the Rotary Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean,
of the Rotary Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean,
and that I will, to the best of my ability, support the district governor and Rotary International,
and
that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club. Okay, I do swear that you in as the incoming president of this august Rotary Club. And now I will swear in the directors. Okay, all the directors. I state your name.
I, Liz Fields,
Do solemnly pledge that I will fulfill the duties of my office in the Rotary Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean to the best of my ability. And that I will support President Alicia and will abide by our club's constitution and bylaws. Okay, I do announce you and swear you in as board members. Okay,
Well,
Alicia.
Yep, that included Will. So we've got Liz, Ray, Will, and Malona. And Andy Bernstein was on and he's disappeared, but that includes him and Guittaro also. So we have 6 board members right now, which is fine. And everybody votes. Just a real quick recap that all board members, when a vote comes up on the BOD thread, all board members are expected to vote. Since we have an even number of 6 board members, there can be a tie. In the event of a tie, then I can vote. Otherwise, the club president does not vote. So that's just a reminder. So anyway, that pretty much takes care of that. Anything else for the good of the club for right now? No? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Well, it sounds like things are winding down, and since Will started it with a couple of bad jokes in the beginning, I ran across something the other day. Can you hear and see me still?
Yeah.
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, so the story is 4 engineers get into a car. The car won't start. The mechanical engineer says it's a broken starter. The electrical engineer says dead battery. The chemical engineer says impurities in the gasoline. And the IT engineer says, hey guys, I've got an idea. How about we all get out of the car and get back in?
Oh my God.
All right. Let's
Power down, power up.
power down. I will save that for a special
You're in
moment.
England, you could have said you will, how about we reboot it?
You're at the boot.
All I can say, it's better than Will's.
Look, hey, doggy, looky. Looky, say hey.
Oh,
Hey, hey, Rex.
All right. That was the brief dog moment.
Brief dog moment.
Brief dog moment.
Yeah, Alicia, at some point, I probably in September, October, I'd like to say a few disaster preparedness words.
Okay. Well, actually, if you wanted to say some now, we are recording. We are before, does that really get us in Florida hard in September and October?
Yeah,
So,
October historically for us has been the biggest time for hurricanes. I really have to find the
Find your
particular
stuff.
PowerPoint, and
okay.
I don't have that booted up. I don't want everybody to wait for that.
Okay.
Is October vocational service month? Is that right?
February, I believe is. I have my phone with me. So you've got you've got
All
time.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got an idea I'm thinking about for a program for.
Oh, great. Great.
For whenever vocational service month is, so I'll work on that and share my thoughts with you at some point.
Okay. Okay. We have somebody else coming on.
You know who that is?
I thought
Wow.
so. Oh. There he is. He's back on.
Is that Alphonse?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Alphonse speaks French, Malona. Fluent
Yeah.
French.
Yeah, he
Alphonse,
does.
good to
He's
see
from
you.
Cameroon, right?
Hmm?
He's
in
from
Cameroon.
Cameroon. Yeah, I sent him an email, but didn't get any reply from him, after our meeting, Alicia. So good that he's able to join today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's like
Yeah.
1 in
Yeah,
the morning
it's like
there,
he's
Alphonse.
he's got intermittent, but
Yeah, it is. Sounds like the connection is going in and out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got
we're just
intermittent internet.
absolutely thrilled to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, David.
Just for the heck of it, does anybody know anything about Melbourne, Australia, specifically good areas to stay in, specific hotels, perhaps near the convention center? And is anybody going to the meeting?
I wish. No, but if I hear of anything, I will definitely let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
But I could help you in New Zealand, not Australia.
There's
Oh,
there's a big group going from the Rotary Club of New Tampa, so you might want to get hold of somebody up there.
oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Gunter and Gary Gunter are the past district governors, and they're going with a whole group of.
Oh, great.
Cool.
It sounds like the venue is where they play the Australian Open. Rod Laver Stadium or whatever it is.
Oh, wow, cool.
No.
Mhm. And when are you leaving?
David, when are you leaving? When are you going?
I'm going to leave a little before that because I'll stop off for a cruise in Hawaii on the way there.
Oh,
That's the
sweet.
tentative plan at the moment because we have no time after the meeting. We got to zip back here because Elena's got to get to another place.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice.
that's cool, yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to see if we could get Alphonse stable there. I'd love to see because we haven't seen him for quite some time. See if we can get some words from him.
Hello,
Yeah, he's-
everyone.
There
Hello.
he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Bonjour.
Alphonse.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
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 It's great having everyone back. It's been like more than a year.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that's true. I must apologize for that. And I have resolved to take my meetings more seriously, no matter the time difference. Because today happens to be a special day for me. Actually, today is my birthday. And when I received the
Just-
message from Rotary and Troy, I mean, I was amazed. And also, because when Troy sent me the message, it also coincided with my last daughter's name. Her name too is Daniela Troy. So it kind of felt wonderful. I said, no matter what, no matter the time difference, I'm going to keep vigil and wait, because now it's already past midnight in Cameroon, and I did really miss the club meetings and the rich experiences that are always being shared. So I said I must do everything possible, to be in good standing, get my dues done. I think I'll do that in the course of the month. And here I am. I'm happy to see everyone, Alicia, Mil, in fact, everybody. I really feel happy. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you.
Well, we are just overjoyed to have you on with us, and our club president-elect Malona. We'd get you two talking in French and probably just leave you alone for
Yeah, welcome back. Un bon retour parmi nous.
Thank you. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
All right. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we had a speaker this evening, Alphonse, but she couldn't make it due to COVID. We just swore in our.
I've seen the email. I've seen the
Yeah.
email.
Great. And we just
Mhm.
swore in the club officers and BOD members. And we are actually going to go right into our BOD meeting. And I am definitely encouraging everybody to stay on for it. And we should be able to just wrap everything up by 8 o'clock our time. So
Okay.
if that's okay with everybody, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the BOD meeting. Okay. All right. So I'll give past president remarks. I've done my remarks. The committee reports, secretary will, the big thing is club attendance now versus what we're actually going into. Could you explain a little bit more of what our club's going to be expecting. Of members.
Okay, well, between now and in October, when we get further guidance from both district and RI, going forward, the emphasis in Rotary is going to be engagement. In other words, for over 100 years, they've been counting attendance, and they realize that unfortunately there are some Rotarians and some Rotary clubs where if you show up to a meeting and you have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, then you've done your good for Rotary. And no longer is that totally acceptable. Attendance is important, but less important than engagement. In other words, if you were out there in the community doing all kinds of great work, but weren't able to make this meeting once a month, or get on the thread continuous, then that would be all right. So Rotary intends to capture involvement in our communities, what we are doing in terms of projects, hours, service, talking to people in our community, working with various causes in our geographic area. And all those forms of engagement will ultimately be captured every month under what we call the attendance request. DAC-DB has not changed over yet because, again, we're getting a guidance from international in October, I am told, and I'm sure it'll be coming from district. But the idea here is, yes, count your going to Rotary Club meetings and count going on the thread, count going to other Rotary clubs, but we're particularly interested in what are you doing for the community? Liz, for example, is almost continuously working in her capacity as director for Camp Florida, continually working with segments of the community and fundraising and et cetera. So Liz would have a lot to contribute to that report other than just attending a meeting. So going forward, that's what Rotary is going to be trying to capture. And if you look at the Rotarian magazine, generally towards either the end of one Rotary year, beginning of another, they will list all of the hours and service hours that Rotarians have done all over the world as a collective effort. So that's going to be the thrust going forward. And as there are changes made, the request for logging in hours and service projects and involvement will come through the regular the DAC-DB note to list attendance / engagement.
Yeah. Right now, there's a simple survey on our web. Right now, there's a simple survey on Club Express on our website to go ahead and just jot down what you've done in the past month until we can get things figured out exactly, what the district and RI wants. So one suggestion that I have is that get on the meeting thread once a week, scroll down to the bottom of like what I've posted and just hit like. If you hit that, then we know for sure that you've been on the club thread and that counts as a meeting. So whether you spend 1 minute or 10, at the least hit like. We would love to have more members post comments or even stories, something that they've done during the week or during the month that they found interesting that's Rotary or service related. If you want to do that, you have any issues or need to know how to do it smoothly, just contact me. I can walk you through it, or you can also always email it to me and I can post it. But I would really like to see as many club members as we can get to just hit that like to go. You scroll all the way down to the bottom of the post, and there's buttons you can choose from. So you hit that like, I know you've been on, and we'll notice you've been on. So that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Anything else, Will?
Just log in your attendance / engagement information and send it out before the 11th of this month. That's a cutoff date.
Okay, great. Okay. Treasurer report. It's Liz and Ray and me, and I guess we have been meeting along with Will, but we have been having several meetings, and we've got one more upcoming. Either Liz or Ray, do you want to make any comments?
Oh, Ray can give his final for the year if he would like to.
Ray, you're in the spotlight there, dude.
Well, as of last week, we had in our operating account almost 15,000, and then we did pay the international dues, which was 1358 this year, and we had about 1423, actually 1383, $1,400, over $1,400 in our charity account. And as Alicia said, we've been spending a lot of club service by meeting on Zoom, and the problem right now is we're trying to transfer the bank account from myself to Alicia, and then Liz would be on the account as well. And the problem is me, because my banker has a tooth problem, not a truth problem, but a tooth problem. And so the paperwork has slowed down. So we're gonna try to follow up this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully before Wednesday, Alicia.
Yeah.
Ray, just one thing, that $1,300 in change to Rotary International was for 6 months, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll be another comparable bill in January.
Right.
And we're still awaiting the district invoice.
I got the district invoice. It actually came through District Governor Troy Willingham's email. I think he was trying to help Evie out, but I did get it. It's a figuring. I didn't get an exact number. He says, no, this is how you figure it. Write the check, send it in.
No.
So I'll forward it. I already talked to Liz about it. I'll forward the email to both Liz and you, just so you can get eyes on and get that figured out, and I'll get the check sent. And we've got till September 16th to pay it. So
Until when?
And that will be
September 16th.
That will be the last major expense for a while.
Yeah, until December. Yeah. So, and then I don't know, with Robin not being on, I really wanted to ask him about the Tree of Remembrance, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year. If not, we need to figure out what we're going to do for Camp Florida.
Right. Well, I think we can cover it at
We
least.
could cover it, yeah.
But you know, I think probably Robin doesn't even know at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
About the charity in the Panhandle in Pensacola. And my only suggestion is, and we may want to contact him, we have a button on Club Express for a donation to Tree.
Right.
We may want to take that down. but
Okay.
I can check with them or you can check with them.
Okay, yeah, either way, yeah, we'll just, because we have had one club member donate to the Tree of Remembrance, and so that once we know for sure, then we'll go from there. Okay. Anything else for treasurer right now? This is catching on like wildfire, which, yay, thank you. Yeah, that should be all good. Foundation chairperson, that's Vince, he couldn't be on this evening. Membership. Will, I think you and I can split this. Will is still membership chairperson until we go with somebody else. I got an email. I got an email this morning from the district membership chair, and once again they're coming in with the notion of each one bring one. I see that might be fine for a Terra brick and mortar club. If we could figure out how to do it, if somebody wants to say, hey, come on over for a glass of wine and you can join our Rotary Zoom meeting, we could do something like that, but we'd have to be creative. Anything else, Will, on that?
Yeah, let me just add that historically, when the district or a club has entered in a drive for numbers, they have gotten just that. They have gotten numbers that have little longevity. The real key to membership is to select and vet people who are potential Rotarians, not just a number or, hey, I play golf with this person and they'd be a great Rotarian. You end up finding out they don't have any interest in being a Rotarian. They do have an interest in you and golf. And so it's very important to, particularly for a club like ours, to carefully vet those people who you have some idea have a desire to give back to the community and that can be fully committed to the organization and its goals. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to opt out of that numbers game, and I'm going to continue to look for really good potential Rotarians. And if anybody wants some additional guidance and help in that, I'm certainly available.
I'd also encourage members. We do encourage members, or like to encourage members, our club members, to visit a Terra club once a quarter in the least. Now, of course, the past couple of years, it hasn't been the easiest thing to do, and actually wasn't even a thing to do for a while. But Will and I have come across at certain district functions, we've come across parents of other clubs who are say, our club's switching meeting times, or our club isn't going to exist anymore, or I just don't want to travel anymore, or whatever reason, but they want to stay Rotarians. Well, that's a perfect opportunity for us to say, hey, there's the E-Club. And then I know when a Rotarian in their district leaves a club, there's always an automatic generated message to say, hey, there's always an E-Club that you could join. So I would like to promote that more. We also have a plethora of E-Club cards. If anybody needs any, let me know and I can send them. I can send 1, 2, 3 dozen, however many you want. We've got plenty of money in our budget for mailing that can cover it. So please let me know and I can get them out to you.
Yeah, on membership, Today I was at the car doctor, so I had a chance to read this month's Rotarian all afternoon, I might add.
Wow.
But I would commend it for everyone to read. You know, you have the impression that all of a sudden things are shifting in Rotary.
Mhm.
You know, in addition to, you know, like things like attendance, the numbers game, as Will pointed out. There was an interesting article about a club in Milan, Italy, which is an eco club. And one of the people said, you know, all right, we can create an e-club, a digital club, but what's the purpose? So when they when they zeroed in on the purpose of an eco club, they started growing and adding members. You get the impression that more and more clubs are like hybrid, partly digital, partly in person. Things are just changing a lot. I think since I've been
Yeah.
around Rotary.
Yeah, and you're going to see more of that as when they got together this past summer and kind of rework things at the same time that the RI said, okay, we're switching from attendance to engagement. They are also switching from a club member does not have to live in the area of the club that they are a part of. So I think that's going to make things even, it could potentially emphasize that hybrid club idea even more.
Yeah, and this month's edition also had analysis of why people stay in Rotary and why people leave Rotary based on this year's survey. And why people leave Rotary, the reasons are interesting. And a lot of it has to do with the sort of the numbers game. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we've got 2 copies here. I think I'll delve into it tomorrow. The other thing, the next thing I have on the docket is associate membership. Will, do you want to delve into that?
Yeah, if one goes onto our website and clicks membership, a selection of options comes up. It's annual membership, semi-annual membership, quarterly membership, and somewhere down in there is associate membership for $35. We have one person out there that we have been trying to identify more closely, but that person went on, paid their $35. They're kind of floating out there in the ether. I think they're from Brazil. But the $35 associate member, if my memory serves me correctly, and Ray, you would know more, was for people who have some special hardship, or they have come into a hardship from being regular members. And basically the board kind of cuts them a break on an individual basis and says, okay, for some period of time, you can be an associate member. And is that how you remember that coming to being?
Sort of, yeah, sort of.
Yeah. So $35 doesn't even cover the club's expenses for that member, because Rotary recognizes only 2 categories. They're either active or honorary. And whether it's active associate or active commercial or active whatever, we still get charged the same, close to $200 per member. So we'd be running a deficit if everybody suddenly started to become a $35 associate member in the club. My suggestion is that we work up some language that further clarifies that associate membership, or maybe even not offer it on the website, because you know, that encourages without information, it might encourage people to go sink for the lowest level there, the $35 option. Hey, what a great deal. It ought to be, in my opinion, on a case-by-case basis, approved by the board. And I don't have any problem with people being in that category, but I think it ought to be reviewed by the board rather than, hey, click that button and you're in. So I kind of throw that out to the board.
Yeah, a couple ideas, Will. One of the problems is Club Express. And it may be, I think I may have mentioned this before, it may be possible, I'm not certain, it may be possible for us to go in and eliminate that on Club Express. And I would have to take a look at it. And I know Alicia is pretty good, knows Club Express, and maybe she could take a look, see if we could do it, that just take the option away. And if my memory serves me, I'm 50-50 on whether we included that in the bylaws, whether or not associate membership is included in the bylaws.
Okay, we can go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
As we're down, as a final comment, we're down a couple members since Brad left to go to a terror club, and gosh, she was the other person, I forget. Anyway, we're down 2 members from where we were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we have, right now, we have 27 active honorary, which isn't bad, but it'd be nice to have a few more. Okay. Do we want to take a vote on taking the associate membership off what you've discussed?
Yeah, Alicia, I would suggest we take a look at Club Express. I'll do that.
Okay.
And you might want to do it as well. And then take a look also at the bylaws and see if there's anything in there, and the
I'll go ahead and do that first, okay?
And maybe address it the next time.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Next on the docket is PRPI. And I know Andy Bernstein.
I'm here now.
Yeah, hey, Andy.
Sorry, I got cut off before.
That's
And,
okay.
and I know Governor Will said I do, so I didn't get to say I do, so I do.
Okay.
Okay.
So mark me, Secretary, mark me, I do. Yeah, we got to get on this PR thing, and now I'm getting back to school and whatever, so I'm going to have some time to, but I still will have some time to work on the PR. And I know we have another member who I know is interested too. So what I want to do is get a LinkedIn Rotary Club of Southeast USA and the Caribbean. Let's get our LinkedIn page and get that worked out, because I think we could get a lot of responses to that. So I can get working on that. It should be pretty easy to do the cover page, and we can start working on that. And we can put our meeting dates up there, blah blah blah, kind of what we have on the website. But I think we could transpose that a lot on the LinkedIn, and get people interested and chat and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah, Will could have some input. I know Malona, you would be willing to work with Andy on that also?
Yeah, I was planning to meet with Andrew.
I'm sorry. I know you reached out, and I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I know we're going to do a Zoom, so yes, we will do that. And we can brainstorm, and you and I can work on some things if you want.
Okay. So what would be your next availability then, Andrew? Sometime this week? Next week?
Let me check. Probably next week would be better. It's the week before I go back to school. So
Okay.
we can do it, maybe do something late in the afternoon or whatever. We could
Okay.
have a little Zoom call. So,
Uh-huh.
email me again. I have your email, and we can
Yeah.
maybe do 1 or 2 dates and do a little brainstorming if you want.
Okay, I will do so. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thanks for getting back.
Great. Great. Yeah, that would be awesome.
And of course,
Thank
we can do it
you.
on Facebook. We could do LinkedIn. Maybe later on, we could do get all of us and do some TikToks, which would be great. Maybe, Will could do a couple TikToks and Alicia, maybe a little dance and whatever. That could be a lot of fun, especially for younger people, seeing that we can, make some fun stuff up and maybe do something with that. Who knows?
I'll get
Yeah,
my two.
that's cool.
That would be cool. When I'm up in Ohio in a couple of weeks, I can get my 2 sons to maybe
To
help
you do
out
something.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can also check with the 2, young who went into the, the S4TL seminar. So I'm sure that they can also do something just to promote, what they did and, and the impact and so.
I think that would be great. We can do some good things this year.
Yeah.
And maybe pick up some new members. And you just said, I have somebody who might be interested, somebody in academics. So I will reach out to him and see if it's something that, and invite him to our next meeting on Zoom. And,
Definitely.
maybe we could get him. He's very, very nice gentleman. He's an international professor and he might be interested. So I will check with him.
Awesome, thank you.
Great. Yeah, lots of potential out there. Okay. Next, I have on the agenda fundraiser. Bertie Dan, our club member Bertie was expected to speak tonight. Her son evidently collapsed at a Lowe's in Tampa a couple days ago, and she is retrieving him from the hospital right now. So I'm just going to do a real quick recap of what kind of a synopsis of what she's going to talk about, and hopefully she could talk to the club either via email and or in September's meeting. Her and her son have an online printing company, and they had come up with the idea of printing T-shirts to sell primarily through our club and our district to help bring in money to support some entity in need in the Ukraine. He's been in contact with a Rotary Club president in the Ukraine. That president recently has not returned her emails, so who knows, what's going on. She's got a print up, a mock-up done with the sunflower on the front, words saying "We stand with you" or "Stand with Ukraine." The back of the T-shirt initially was going to have our club name on it with a D6950. That's the big thing that's up in the air right now, because the Rotary Club in Ukraine has a global grant going, and if we did T-shirts, or she did T-shirts for this club with the global grant, it would be their club name on the back of the T-shirts. Recently, though, I don't know if it was sent, I believe it was sent out to everybody, that there's another district grant type function starting back up where clubs can do a project, whatever, get funds and send them into a portion of this district fund. If that's the case, then we can go back to possibly having our club name on the back of the T-shirt, which I think would be ginormous. It would be a bunch of really nice advertising about our club. Again, hopefully she can talk about it in September. I am going to try to have her just go ahead, though, and just send out to at least the board what her and her son have been working on. A link to the online store, just so you can get a look and a feel for what the t-shirts represent. The site is not active, or it's not active per se for this t-shirt, but the design is on there. So hopefully we can get that going fairly soon. Next item is speakers. We could use speakers. We could use good speakers, non-Rotarians. We do have a Rotarian, of course, speaking. She was supposed to speak this evening. She's going to speak in September. We have had several non-Rotarians, but it's, you know, I would like to see maybe a 50-50, whoever we can get, but we need speakers. I've been able to procure speakers for about 2.5 years. And geez, I would just love to pass that torch on to a few of y'all. See if you could come up with some good ideas. And not just ideas and say, oh, here's somebody you can try to contact. That's happened a couple times, and I've tried to contact them and either got nowhere or they didn't have the time or whatever. I would love to see the club members find speakers, talk to people, make sure that they know if they're interested, make sure that they know that we meet on Zoom the first Monday of every month, and see if you can't tie down a date with them.
I volunteer to get you one speaker.
Okay, thank you. And it can't be you because you've already spoken.
No, other than me.
Other than you, okay. All right.
I'll try to get a speaker too.
That would be awesome. We do have our S4TL student. She of course will speak, but I have not tied down a date with her yet. Of course, she's still a student. She's a senior in high school right now. So that will be a meeting, but that leaves 10 more slots open. So
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'll try to get a speaker for vocational service month. I'll just have to look and make sure which month that is.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's February, either January or February. Let me see here. Ooh, I can't.
And other than that, if you have some specific months that you're looking for speakers, maybe let us know, because it'd be helpful if we talk with somebody to say, you know, this
Well,
is a
sure.
month we could do it, that's a
Sure.
month we could do it.
Yeah, what I can tell you right
Okay.
now is we've got September. I don't know about the S4TL student yet. And usually December is our annual meeting. We usually do not have a speaker in December. So you can pretty much count September and December are taken care of. Other than that, every other month is open right now. Will wants to do a disaster preparedness or an alien. When
No
again,
more aliens.
no more aliens.
Alicia, could we try to get, I know Will, maybe John Smarsh? He spoke to us, what, 2 years ago about the whole water project and things like that. Could maybe he do again? He's so great. I know him, but you don't know him probably better than I do. But I'm sure he'd probably come and talk to us again, right?
Great idea, Andy. I was
Sure.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Haiti water project, yeah, I
yeah.
think that's a 10-year project. It's really awesome.
Well, and I actually would like to get somebody from one of the Rotary clubs in Dominica that we've worked with. So, and Robin's got contacts in that category. So
I can't hear you, Leash.
I'm sorry. I just said Robin has contacts with the Rotary clubs in Dominica. So I talk to him, see if he can't procure a speaker for a month. So
Well, with 12 months and 20 25 members, we ought to be able to come up with 12 speakers. So.
I believe so.
Okay.
So that's basically all I've got. Alphonse.
Yes, Alicia.
So, so tell me, tell us how are things going in your lovely part of the world?
In my country specifically, we still have the crisis of the English speaking and the French speaking zones that is making news. It's an armed conflict, so from time to time we have attacks from those who want to separate, and the government that intends to maintain the sovereignty. And last week we had the French president, Emmanuel Macron, who came down to the country for an unpopular political tour. Maybe you may not know, our president happens to be the longest serving president in the world. He has been president for more than 40 years, so he's quite aged. And the issue of succession keeps coming, that brings a lot of problems. So he came and wanted to talk about that, but the citizens were not too pleased because they feel that France should stop imposing on the country, and we have the world problem of Russia and Ukraine, wherein the president also came down to the country, that's Emmanuel Macron, and tried to raise up that issue. And it seemed as if he wanted to push the Cameroonian president to support the fact that it was an illegal invasion of Ukraine, but our own president on his part decided to remain neutral. So down this way, it's a little bit about that, the problem of two countries. That is the problem of the Anglophones and the Francophones, some wanting to form their own country, and then the French president who came on a political tour to Africa and tried to impose his ways, and some people do not find that very welcoming. If not, every other thing has been the same.
Is COVID, Alphonse, is COVID managed now? Is it under control there?
COVID here is hardly talked of anyway. It seems as if it is non-existent. In the past years, it was kind of taken seriously by the states, the government. They were trying to put measures in place, no overcrowding, the wearing of face masks, the sanitizing of hands. But since it did not really have such a great impact on the community, most people didn't take it serious. The overcrowding continued. Many people did not put on face masks. As for hand sanitizers, they were not even seen. So here, COVID does exist, but the impact is not really felt.
Interesting.
So where are you located? What city are you located?
At the moment, I am in Boya. Boya, if you Google Boya, the major thing about Boya is that it has the highest mountain in West Africa, Mount Cameroon or Mount Fako. So at the moment, I'm in Boya. Since here in Cameroon is already the 2nd of August, in some hours time, I'll be traveling to Kumba, which is where I am based because of work.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then Maloney, you're from the Ivory Coast, correct?
Yes, Togo. I'm more from West Africa, and he's more in the center. Yeah.
Ivoirian.
Oui, Ivoirian et Togolese.
Okay.
So,
But I have a lot of friends from Cameroon.
All right. Are you currently in the US or in Ivory
Yes.
Coast?
In the US, I live in Tampa.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
very cool. Well, again, Alphonse, it's wonderful to have you join us. We'll work on, I think we'll maybe can try to work on times for the meeting. Right now, you're kind of you're about 5 hours difference from us, I believe.
Now it is
Yeah.
1 a.m.
It's
Now it's 1
now.
a.m.
It's 1,
Yes.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's 5.
yeah.
I think during summer it's 5, but winter it's gonna be
It's
6.
6, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, when we go through that time change, which we don't need
Yeah.
anymore. I know we do have a member in California, so he's on a 3-hour difference time change.
Mm.
So, yeah, but going the other way, so we'll see. We'll see if
Mhm.
it's something we can work on. The only other thing, this evening, I know this was going to be a big get to know your BOD members. I think most of us know each other, but Liz rarely gets the opportunity to join us, and we're very happy that she's here this evening. I know you wanted to go ahead and send me your bio, but if you're more than welcome right now you have been a speaker for our club before.
Yep.
You want to tell us a little bit more while I'm still recording, tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, I'm originally from England. I've been here in the States since 1990. I was a stockbroker in my previous life for Credit Suisse First Boston, one of the biggest investment banks in the world. And when I came to this country, I started working in nonprofits by accident, purely by accident. I've worked for drug and alcohol rehab for 10 years, worked for Habitat for Humanity for 10 years, worked for Feeding America for about 4 or 5 years, and now I've been at the camp for 8 years. So it's really, this is probably, I would say, the place where I kind of feel that my life experiences and work experiences feel that they're really being utilized. This, the camp is for kids with disabilities and kids that need supportive accommodations. So we're working with a lot of kids that now are foster kids and adoptive programs, guardian ad litem, because I really think that those kids are really experiencing a lot of issues that people kind of brush underneath the carpet. So we've been working normally with over 5,000 kids a year. Obviously, the last couple of years it's been real difficult for us, but we are getting back to overnight camps and seeing more of the kids. So it's really wonderful to be able to do it. Normally, I can't make your meetings because it's my board facilities resource committee meeting on the first Monday of every month, but it just happens that this month is the second Monday. So, but I will endeavor to try and work out a time with them so that I can participate more in the club. So.
And what time is that meeting usually, Liz?
That meeting goes from 4 to sometimes 6 or 7 o'clock. It go on forever. So
Okay.
this year I'm trying to make them cut it down because we haven't had a lot of board meetings. We've had more of the facilities resource meetings. So we're really going to try and streamline it this year. It's really been trying to get different kinds of board members because I think in the past, like we do have 12 seats on the board for Rotarians and also 8 seats for the district governor nominees. But I think we have not been picking the right people for the board. And I think now it's the time that we interview and pick people that we need strategically for our board. So,
which I'm looking forward to working.
Yeah, which we're going through a transition. I think we really have to. I think the last couple of years have shown us that our model doesn't work 100% of the time. So we do need to come up with some different things.
Yeah.
I've always been a proponent for people with disabilities, having lived through the IRA bombings in London. And not many people know this about me, but I lived through the bombings and I was actually working for the Royal Bank of Canada when this one happened. I went for lunch in the Wimpy, which was like a fast food restaurant. And we didn't have phones then, we had pagers, and I got called back to the bank in London, and the Wimpy got blown up and nobody survived. So I was actually in the elevator at the bank. It was the only day that all of my staff ever went to lunch together. And their side of the bank, when I finally got it, I got stuck in the elevator and I lost my hearing and I fractured my spine. And when I looked out, all 125 slots where everybody sat was gone. So
Oh.
it really was, you know, it really changed my life. I mean, it really did. So, and I think it changed a lot of people's life then. So,
Mhm.
and that for me was because I was in a wheelchair for 9 months. It was when I realized that people treat people with disabilities differently. So that was my vow to myself that I would definitely make changes in the world.
Wow. Well, kudos.
Well, you're doing
Thank
it.
you. Thank you for being here.
I still suffer with PTSD, and I didn't realize it until we did the Gasparilla parade.
Oh,
And I'm okay when I know there's a noise going off, but I wasn't aware of when the booms were going to go off. And we were at a fundraiser for the camp, and I literally hit the deck. I think I must have embarrassed everybody, but that's the only real time that I've kind of realized that it's still there. You know,
Yeah. Wow.
it's something that people never get over. So I really feel for the people in Ukraine right now.
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot from
True.
there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of ongoing
Thanks
work.
for all the work that you're
Yes.
doing for the world. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And Liz
You're
is
in
definitely.
Tampa, Malona, so you can come out and visit us sometime.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
love to.
Yes, maybe I can Shanghai her and the two of us can come out.
It's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a wonderful camp. No.
Okay.
And Liz is wonderful to work with. I'm just, being on the board, I'm honored.
Yeah, we are such a merit to have you with us.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to share anything? I think we might not. Mel, you might want to little tidbit of interest.
Alicia, I had a question though for Will, or all of you. Will, because I got kicked off, but is there any response from Rotary about the one US case of polio that was reported, a couple weeks ago? Any response on that or what's
In
happening?
New
do you know?
York. No, I haven't heard anything on that, Andy, but I'll look into that through probably my easiest way is our polio point of contact, Dick Schultz, who has spoken to us, polio survivor and post-polio syndrome member of the St. Pete's Sunrise Club. So, yeah, I'll
Thanks,
check
Will.
on that. Yeah.
What a bummer. I thought it was just about eradicated and there you go.
Yeah. And one case, I had heard it was the case was related to an anti-vaxxer, but I don't know that for sure. So I'll
It
check.
was in New York. I believe it was in New York.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, New York.
Yeah.
I
Lovely.
mean, we're still, one thing a lot of folks don't realize, the reason that we're still spending so much on polio is that we still have to vaccinate every new child in the world that comes along. And, the fact that you have gone through and vaccinated a whole bunch of people, next year you got a whole bunch more kids, and they all have to be vaccinated as they come into the world, as they come along, so that we can keep this and beat this disease. Because we were down to 2 cases in the world at one point.
And now we have just under 20, I believe.
Oh, is that right? Were that many? Jeez.
Yeah.
No,
Well, the Afghanistan, Pakistan thing. But, yeah. So.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you. Anybody else have anything for the good of the club? No. Good meeting. We're not having a speaker. Excellent meeting. No. It'll be recorded and I'll put it on our YouTube page. So we should be all set. So we could do the 4-way test and then say goodnight to Alphonse.
Good morning, Dalsvat.
Or good, well, it is morning, yes. Okay, of all the things as Rotarians we think, say, and do, is it the
Is
truth?
it the truth?
Is
Is it fair to
Fair to
all
all
concerned?
concerned?
Will it build
build
goodwill
goodwill and better
and
friendships?
Will it be
Will
Will it be
beneficial?
beneficial to all concerned?
concerned?
And is it fun? It can be.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye,
Good
All right.
night,
Good
everybody.
evening,
Good
good morning,
Alphonse.
Alphonse. We'll talk to everybody later.